Climate change and geopolitical unrest have impacted food supply chains in recent years, leading to insecurity for many nations globally. But a new sustainable alternative is being touted as the future of farming, especially for high-density regions.
Norfolk, Britain's breadbasket, home to some of the most fertile agricultural land in the country. But here in this industrial building, they are trialling a prototype of what might be tomorrow's breadbasket. This is Farm 2 of Fischer Farms, and it's Europe's biggest vertical farm, producing tons of crops inside 365 days of the year.
OK, so now we're going to go to the next sort of airlock, and we're going to be washing our hands again.
But getting inside is not straightforward. Before I'm allowed into the farm, I have to be cleansed of any contaminants because this is a controlled environment. Everything tailored to the needs of the plants, in this case, basil.
So this is the seeding process which we have over here. So the seed trays go from here and then they get put onto these trolleys, and these trolleys then get transferred up into the germination zone up there. So this is our germination room.
When we visit, it's full of chive seeds, left to germinate in temperatures of around 26 degrees and 100% humidity. After a few days, they're ready for more intensive lights in the main growing tunnels. This is the beating heart of the vertical farm, 12 levels high, each bathed in bright LED lights, which also provide the heat. It's an incredibly efficient way of turning out lots of food. Right now it's basil, but the ambition is to grow much more than simple herbs.
As our systems get cheaper over time because we have access to lower cost electricity, as our lights become more efficient, as our automation levels improve, it allows us to shift from the high value products, the short leafy green salads and herbs, to fruity products like strawberries and blueberries and raspberries, and then finally to the actual goal of Fischer Farms, which is rice, wheat, which are 52% of human calorie intake comes from those two products alone, and then soy and peas, which are fantastic protein substitutes for meat.
Whether it feels like a vision of utopia or dystopia, there's certainly a compelling case that this might just be the future of farming.
It looks like we could be pretty much anywhere. Actually, technically, we are in Norfolk, so traditional farming territory. But that's kind of the point of vertical farming. It's about eliminating the outside world with all of its environmental problems, all of the climate, all of the pests, and creating the perfect area for plants to be growing. And while this may feel a world away from traditional farms, they hope soon here to be growing wheat. In other words, the kind of crop that every farmer would like to grow here inside.
35 days after being seeded, the basil is now fully grown and trays of the crop are moved down the corridor to the harvesting machine. The leaves are cut and ready to be packaged, and the seed trays are returned to the tunnels for more growing. So what's the catch here? Well, one is that this is an energy-intensive way of growing food, and getting power isn't easy.
We have encountered, as we're looking at where we might go next for a large farm, we can't get a grid connection fast enough. So in some instances, grid connections are 2029, 2030 onwards to even get connected. So that is a really big inhibitor potentially doing more here.
The basil here is cost competitive with the stuff we import in from North Africa and the Mediterranean. And since you're wondering, yes, it tastes pretty good. If consumers like it, and the sums do indeed add up, this could be where we get much of our food from in the decades to come.